I'm very happy to have you here for a short interview. You are head of blockchain at Accenture Austria. Is that correct?
Yes, for Austria in any case, and I'm also doing projects in the whole Europe. We're doing a lot in the public sector in Germany, financial sector in Switzerland, and a little bit in the energy market in the Netherlands.
You're quite active. I follow you on LinkedIn and stuff, and I see a lot of proof of concept projects. How do you feel is the market evolving right now?
We are still in a demo proof of concept phase, but we have a handful of production systems now up and running, and we are working on some really interesting projects which have a clear goal to production. Like our colleague John Velisarius mentioned, we are supporting SIX in Switzerland. Their goal is to create a DLT platform for asset trading, so as an example. And in the public sector, we have a lot of activity regarding decentralized identities. There we try some, not production, but almost production-ready projects in the next months this year.
As you have a lot of industry insight, let me ask you a little bit more about the public sector as well. We are dreaming about having a fully digitalized state, for example, which we can interact very easily from our mobile phones. How is the movement there? Do you see that coming? How difficult is it for legacy systems to be digitalized?
Yeah, that's a hard question. And I think there is no answer. So we are on a path. We're discovering what's possible, what's not possible. Of course, every new implementation brings up new problems, new challenges, but that's the interesting time. As an example, this decentralized identity gets more and more interesting because it promises to solve a lot of problems. Like you get control over your data, you don't have to trust the government body. Because an example, if you connect everything in the background in one government, the government has a full control. Do you want that? Just as a question mark. If you go the decentralized way, you have that in your wallet, you control who receives which data. And back to your questions, can I do everything from my couch without going anywhere? I think yes, in uncritical processes, like you want a new parking ticket or anything else, or you're ordering a voting card. But if you have really serious processes where there is an asset behind or money behind or it's important for you, you have to go somewhere else because your mobile also can get stolen. So you had to add a two-factor authentication with iris scan or fingerprint. Yeah. So it will getting more and more digitalized, but I think we cannot get rid of the physical part in total, yeah. But maybe in 10 years we have totally other forms of authentication, yeah. But at the time being, I would say it will be in hybrid solutions.
Okay, when we think about a more digitalized state, the whole business model of a state or also the organization of a society can evolve and change. Where do you want, or maybe where do you see that possibilities are already coming up?
Yeah, a lot of states think they have a monopoly and they have no competition. But if you show them what's happening like in Estonia with the e-residency, that's pretty small at the moment, but they have a competitive advantage against other countries in Europe for external investors or people who want to start a business in Europe. So I think states will getting more and more into competition on a digital level because borders, an Asian guy is not interested in borders. He don't care if he's running his business in Austria or in Liechtenstein or in Estland. He will go there where he has the best services and the best support and maybe the best tax regulations. Yeah? And I think a lot of states haven't realized that they're getting more and more in competition with other countries.
We guys, like coming from the garage and more from the visionary affection that decentralized systems can have for us to interact on a global scale and stuff like that, and borderless and all the things you mentioned. We tend to dream of these decentralized systems to be, revolutionary. On this summit, we've heard a lot of big players, how they are approaching it, and we see that it's coming together, like the private chains and this big corporate approaches, and the garage dudes with the more anarchic approach. Do you think that this is gaining more traction by combining those two things, and will be the really effective digitization and transformation?
It's happening. Because why are different exchanges, the establishment, moving in this direction of DLT? Why they are trying out new things? Because they feel the pressure and see also the opportunities. And they have the opinion, if we don't move, others will move, and maybe we get obsolete. And I think that's a really good combination, because this small anarcho fintechs, as you called it, has no chance, because we need somewhere, we need to organize our society, and therefore we have a state. And there are certain rules, we have certain regulations that we can live in peace together. So we will not get rid of that just because of a technology. Because one saying from me is you cannot opt out from law. Because if you want it, you have to find a country where there is no law. And you cannot take the advantages from our society. It's peaceful, your asset is protected, and all the regulations. And on the other side, you don't want to contribute to that. So that's my opinion. But this movement, which in the last 10 years did a lot, and in the back mirror, it's only 10 years since Bitcoin. And now 6, a really established player, founded an own company and talking about a new platform, a decentralized platform. So I think we are already on this path, and there's a lot happened in the last 10 years. Yeah.
Very interesting to hear your opinion. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
See you soon.
Thank you.